back in London after a whirlwind global tour that continues. Of course, 2 weeks ago we were in sunny Gibraltar for the incredible event with Dillian Whyte against Alexander Povetkin. Last weekend in Uzbekistan for a thrilling night, over 10,000 people in attendance there to watch the homecoming heroes, of course, Mirjan Akhmadaliev defending his unified super bantamweight championship. Back in London for a huge card this Saturday, live on Sky Sports in the UK and DAZN around the world. Conor Benn returns against the fantastic Samuel Vargas in what should be a thrilling fight. 2 women's world championship fights on the card as well. Savannah Marshall against Maria Lindberg, and of course Shannon Courtenay against Ebanie Bridges for the WBA bantamweight title. We've got a huge card to talk about here. Of course, when we leave here this week, next week, we have the World Middleweight Championship in Miami between Demetrius Andrade and Liam Williams. Great card there. Then we're in Barcelona, 2 Brits going for the European Championship, and then the huge card on May the 1st, of course, Chisora Parker, Katie Taylor against Jonas, Chris Eubank Jr. against Marcus Morrison, Dimitri Bivol against Craig Richards, Scott Fitzgerald, Campbell Hatton on the card, and then the small matter of 70,000 people at the fantastic Dallas Cowboys Stadium for Canelo against Billy Joe Saunders unification, and then back for a May 15th show in the UK that will be announced next week. Just a little few things coming up for you. But firstly, we head our attention to this card, and kicking off the card, we have Campbell against Frolic in the heavyweight division. Nick Campbell making his professional debut, coming from the rugby background. My first question to you is, are you absolutely mad? I mean, sometimes I watch these rugby players and think you must be mad to play that game. But this is not a game. This is tough. You're here, you're ready to start your professional journey on Saturday night.
No, definitely. No, definitely. I mean, I suppose you do need to be mad to get into boxing, but I love it. I've loved the sport since a young age, so it just felt like the right thing for me to do at the time. Give up rugby and have a go at boxing. Here we are, so no better stage to make your debut, and I'm buzzing for it. I can't wait.
Hugely successful on a rugby pitch as well, Jersey Reds, Glasgow Warriors, etc. But different kind of challenge here as well. Rugby, of course, extremely tough game, but this is a tough sport. You're entering the most glamorous, probably most toughest of all divisions, the heavyweight division. Mark Dunlop has not left me alone about you. I'm sure he's here somewhere in the room, but you know, everyone very impressed with the sparring behind closed doors. You feel like you're ready to burst onto this domestic scene, and let's be honest, Scotland hasn't been blessed with bundles and bundles of great heavyweight talent. Massive opportunity for you up there to become a star as well.
No, definitely. I mean, Scotland's famous for the lighter weights. We've also got Josh Taylor, we've got, you know, Farooq fighting on this card with me at the weekend. But there's never really been a good heavyweight, so there's a void there, one that I want to try and fill. You know, I'm buzzing. My rugby background is going to, you know, help me with stuff like this, you know, a bit of pressure, but take it in your stride, use the pressure to perform and put on a good show on Saturday night and kind of show that I'm here to make a statement, here to get involved.
Do you think that you have to earn the respect to the fight game a little bit more coming from a different kind of discipline? You know, I think some people sometimes feel that it's a bit of a gimmicky, you know, you've seen footballers trying to make it as pros. You see Flintoff have a fight, you know, and this for you is obviously much more serious than a one-night thing. But do you just think that some people look at you as, oh, this rugby player that's looking to turn pro? It doesn't concern you, you're just going to do your thing?
Really doesn't concern me, to be honest. You know, I got into this 4 years ago. I went through the amateur setup, you know, been down in Sheffield, sparring lads in the GB squad, been over the world with Scotland. Always tested myself, chucked myself in at the deep end. See how it went, and I've done alright. So as far as I'm concerned, the only way is up, and anybody who doubts me is just more fuel to my fire. So brilliant.
Mr. Frolic, opportunity for you on Saturday night. We know you spend your career chasing the top heavyweights around and giving them rounds. You ready for Saturday night?
Thank you for change. In London in boxing, I really hope.
It's good so far. Keep going, because we had something like this the other week, but this is better. Keep going. And we've got a little translator there. If you want to speak in your native tongue, it's not a problem.
I don't know speak small.
You can speak in Czech. We'll just make it up anyway. Speak in Czech. Yes, no problem.
No, děkuji tady, že jsem v Londýně dostal tu příležitost zaboxovat si takovým soupeřem v těžký váze. A díky tomu, že to je koronavirus, jsem rád po takový dlouhé době si vůbec můžu zaboxovat.
Yeah, I'm so pleased and grateful for this opportunity to fight here in London, particularly given the current climate. I'm going to give my best and I'll show what a quality boxer I am.
I think you missed a bit. He said he's going to knock you spark out. No, seriously. Thank you. Nick, finally, you spent a long time going around sparring all these guys. Tell us some of those names. I believe you've done rounds with Lawrence and Coley, a lot of the boys that the GB set up as well.
I sparred Big Solomon, who's just turned pro with yourself. I sparred Delicious Ori, Courtney Bennett, Mark McCauley. Over in Ireland, I've been sparring Tommy McCarthy, I've been sparring Niall Kennedy, Paddy Nevin, Thomas Carty, lad that's just turned pro as well.
Yeah,
so I feel confident in what I've done in the past couple of months and putting in and ready to perform on Saturday night and show it.
Good stuff, mate. Well, I know the rugby community will be tuned in, but for you, the boxing journey starts on Saturday night. So good luck, gentlemen. If we can have a head-to-head up here, please. Just to the front first and mark there. Face to face, please. Thanks, gents. Thank you. Looking to make his name in the sport after a very difficult professional debut at the back end of last year. John Hedges against Stanko Jermelic. Welcome both guys to the stage. John, mate, last time, I've got to say, even Sam Jones, you know, we took a fight that probably we shouldn't have taken. It was a really, really tough fight. You know, in with a southpaw, 2 days' notice. Again, tricky opponent that came to win, but I promise you would have learned so much from that opportunity. You've gone away, you've worked hard under Mark Tibbs, you're ready for fight number 2 on Saturday.
Yeah, most definitely, Eddie. It was a hard debut, but looking back at it now, I thought he couldn't have asked for no better. He's prepared me for what's to come in the future. Taking a southpaw on a couple of days' notice was probably a thing what maybe I shouldn't have done, but I'm glad I did. We got the win, and we push on now for my second fight, and I'm looking to shine.
What did you learn from that fight? Obviously you got an illustrious amateur career as well, but moving to the pro game, we know you're a baby really in that pro game, especially when you're facing someone that's coming to win, strong man that you're facing there. Has that been part of your preparation for this fight, taking the time to become stronger, to mature a little bit more, and tell us a little bit about your work with Mark Tibbs as well?
Yeah, definitely. I've trained hard. I've had the class sparring, sparred some great names, sparred British champions, all at light heavy. So yeah, I had real good sparring, trained hard, been around good boys, put everything in. Mark's been away, but I've had a few weeks with him. But me, Stephen Andrews, Mark Tibbs, Jimmy Tibbs, Ian, all been down there doing the job and putting the work in, so making sure I can have a good performance this time.
Yeah, Mark Tibbs away, of course, with Billy Joe Saunders preparing for his big unification fight, but it's a bit of a gym down there that they're building, isn't it? I mean, Daniel Dubois joined recently, of course, Johnny Fisher down there as well. Got some good kids and a good atmosphere down there right now.
Yeah, it's proper down there. It's proper Essex gym. We're having it down there. It's lively. So yeah, I can't knock it. It's a proper gym head, and I'm enjoying it down there. I'm really enjoying being in good company and training hard.
Stanko, welcome. We know that you spend your career fighting all these top young prospects. Another great prospect, a young man though, and you're ready for Saturday night.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie, for having me. And I have a good training camp, and I feel like ready for him. I have watched that fight, John, and I'm feeling I'm ready for him.
Good. Well, we look forward to your challenge on Saturday. Finally,
Thanks.
John, on Saturday, you feel you need to make a little bit of a statement. I know it's hard to say in your second fight, but you know your last fight was a close one. I guess the doubters out there will say, is he the real deal that Eddie and Sam says he is? You're looking to put in a sharp performance on Saturday?
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to take the pressure off myself. I don't want to swallow up in it, but I'm ready to go. Do you know what I mean? I put the work in, and now it's time for me to be real. Like this is the fun part. Do you know what I mean? I want to go and shine and prove to people what I know I can be and what I've done before. So yeah, it's ready to go now.
I look forward to seeing your second fight this Saturday. Hedges against Jermelic. Gentlemen, could have a head-to-head up here, please. Just to the front first, Mr. Mark.
Thank you, John.
Face to face, please. Thanks, gents. Thank you. Thank you. In my opinion, one of the brightest young stars in world boxing, not just in the bantamweight division, Farooq. taking on Alexander Espinosa. This time, interestingly, it's Espinosa v Farooq, Cash, because you are the challenger in this fight, facing the champion. This is a real fight. You know, anytime you see a man make the distance and the travel up that he's done this week, especially when he comes to the press conference with his belt as well, this is not a guy that's come as a challenger, this is not a guy who's come as a journeyman, this is a guy who's defended his honour, defended his belt, defended his rankings. It's a big fight for you.
Yeah, 100% it is, you know, but I've been preparing, I know what to expect on the night, and I'm really confident putting a good performance on, getting the win, and you know, and he's going to bring it, but he's going to give me opportunities to look good.
When you reflect back on your performance last year, great performance, a lot of people talking about it, of course it was extremely frustrating with pullouts and COVID in the team, etc. But was you as pleased with your performance as everybody else was? When you look back at that, it was something that a lot of people were talking about.
Yeah, I was pleased, but there's always room for improvements. I mean, I went back and I took a couple of days off. I was back in the gym, and I've been training right through Christmas, New Year, my birthday, and that's it. You know, I mean, we've had a real cold winter up in Glasgow this year as well. So, you know, but you know, it was a good performance. But for me, I want to get improved every fight. I want to get better and better. And this is another fight when I'm going to showcase my skills and go for it again.
Last time out, your opponent, he came with ambition, but he quickly realised he was well out of his depth and probably went back into his shell a little bit more than this gentleman. If these are the kind of fights that you need, people that are going to come to win, people that are going to be aggressive and going to really test you. As you look, quite frankly, I look at it now and say, we need to be looking at world title shots at the back end of this year. This is going to be a good measuring stick to tell us where we're at.
Yeah, 100%. You know, the last one, obviously, he came out the first 2 rounds, so I think obviously he went in a shot after a few rounds, but I think he'll be there all night, obviously, but that's going to make me looking good, you know, and it's going to give me opportunities, you know, I mean, where I didn't get the last fight, and yeah, just expect a good performance of me, and, you know, never say never, you can, might get surprised, you know.
Espinosa Campion, welcome to London, known by your translator over there. We know you're here to win, we know you're here as champion, you're ready for a big fight on Saturday.
Sí, bienvenido, campeón, obviamente. Bienvenido a Londres. Sabemos que eres el campeón y vienes, supongo, a ganar, ¿no? El sábado.
Claro que sí, yo vengo a hacer lo mío. Estoy muy agradecido por representar Nicaragua. En mi país hay campeones y yo vengo a demostrar también de que yo soy un buen campeón. Y todas las cosas que vayan a pasar, que sean por bien.
Yes, well, thank you for the opportunity first and foremost. We know there are some great champions from Nicaragua, and you'll see another one coming here on Saturday night.
Obviously, this fight, this TV platform is a massive opportunity for you. I know you're champion, but a victory will be huge for your career on Saturday.
Sí, obviamente se verá la pelea en televisión, es una gran oportunidad para ti, pero oportunidad también de lanzar tu carrera boxística, ¿no? El sábado.
Así es, quiero seguir reteniendo mi corona internacional así mismo. Me consigan una pelea de título mundial, ya sea con cualquier campeón, con cualquier otra persona a la cual tenga un título, y yo seré creador de ese título.
Yes, so I believe very much in myself, and I'm looking forward to retaining my international crown. I believe I can fight anyone at world level, and I can go on to win a world title myself.
And finally, as a proud Nicaraguan, do you believe that Chocolatito won that fight against Estrada last month?
Sí, como un nicaragüense orgulloso, ¿tú crees que le ganó esa pelea? Había ganado Chocolatito, ¿no?
Además de ser, no solamente por ser nicaragüense, Chocolatito sí la ganó esa pelea.
Not just because I'm from Nicaragua, but he definitely won that fight.
Well, hopefully we can see number 3. Good luck to you, Cash Farooq. Cracking fight on Saturday night, the WBC International Bantamweight Championship. Don't miss this one. Gentlemen, up here for a head-to-head, please. To the front first, please. Face to face, please. Well done, gents. Thank you. In WBA World Bantamweight Championship, I cannot wait for this fight. I can't tell you how many different versions of this belt we've had. Of course, last year, after Rachel Ball beat Shannon, Ebanie Bridges was going to fight Rachel Ball. Ebanie got injured. Then we made the Rachel Ball Shannon Courtenay fight. Rachel Ball got COVID. Ebanie Bridges stepped in after a recent win in Australia. The phone call came just 3 or 4 weeks' notice and said, I'm ready, let's do it. She went to America for training camp, and for Shannon, been stuck in some hotel somewhere in Surrey. I see her on your social media, grafting away, grafting away. Shannon, I'll start with you. Massive opportunity for you. This fight has got a huge amount of coverage. The hype has been fantastic, whether you like it, I don't care because I like it. But most importantly for you, you know this is your opportunity to become a world champion on Saturday.
Yeah, this is more than just a fight. This is an opportunity for me to change my entire life, to change my family's life. This is the reason I got into boxing, and I'm excited to achieve my dream Saturday night.
We know that you're a very passionate person. I think maybe volatile is a word that you might be alright with me using. I don't know. I'll stick with passionate. Okay, yeah. Is it the mind games going on here? Do you think Ebanie's trying to get under your skin at all, or you two just don't particularly see eye to eye? Is it going to be hugs and whatever happens on Saturday night?
We just obviously have very different opinions when it comes to fighting. She's more talking about the weigh-in, and all I care about is the fight. I'm a fight fan, so to me, this is a world title fight. Why are we not talking about the fact this is a world title fight? This is a fantastic fight. She's an exciting fighter, she's aggressive, she comes forward, I'm aggressive, I come forward. Our styles are going to mix, so let's talk about the fight. There's nothing else to discuss.
Well, I'll come back to you, Ebanie. Welcome, good to see you here.
Thank you.
A lot of talk, you do things very differently.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people saying that, you talked your way into getting this opportunity. You are an undefeated fighter, you're coming through the system, you look very good so far. Maybe it's a little bit early for you, maybe it's a little bit early for Shannon as well, but you put yourself out there in a way to become recognised, to become noticed, and quite frankly it's worked.
Yeah.
You get your shot at a world title on Saturday.
Yeah, so it's obviously the same way that I've got noticed is how I'm getting this fight noticed. You know what I mean? Because I just feel like women's boxing does need more eyes on the sport, and we need to do whatever we can. And I really truly believe that the reason this fight has got so much talk about it is because of me, is because of maybe the different approach that I go to things, is because I'm bringing in a different personality, I'm bringing in a different look, it's something different, and I just think that that's what's helping getting the eyes on the sports and getting the talk on the sports and building it. And for me, what does matter is what happens in the ring. That's all that matters, what happens in the ring. But if we can get as much people as we can to watch that fight, then me and Shannon, because we are great fighters, can actually show to more people, because we've got more interest from a much diverse, viewers, that hey, women can fight. So that's my goal. My goal is just to get the views, get the people watching. Once they watch, me and Shannon are going to put on that show, and we're going to prove that women's boxing is exciting, and not just the fights, but everything about it. We can do a build up, we can make it exciting, we can make people get invested in the whole journey. So I think that's my angle, and that's why I'm going about it, and I think it's working because I feel like we've stolen the show.
We know that that's your image and that's what you do. How do you feel about or respond to female fighters say, we don't need to do that, we don't need to portray ourselves that way? I know that beneath that is someone who wants to win this world title so badly, someone that studies boxing, someone that loves boxing, and that's really what does matter to you deep down in this fight.
Yeah, oh definitely. I've been fighting, I've been into martial arts since I was 5. I haven't been a boxing fan for just 6 years or 5 years or however long I've been boxing. I was a boxing fan well before I even started boxing. I was in the combat sport. I've been in combat sports my whole life. You can ask me anything about boxing, I probably know more than most people. For me, obviously, the boxing part is very important to me, but I just feel like we need to get more views on women's boxing, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get that. You know what I mean? Because then we can prove it. And I think winning this world title and me winning this world title will just show that hey, you don't have to be like everyone else to be able to achieve these kind of goals. So that's what I'm going for.
Obviously, there has been a lot of backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
You want to punch her in the face, she wants to punch you in the
boxing,
face.
right?
Yeah, of course, exactly.
I don't want to punch you in the face.
Is there animosity from you? I mean, is it edgy, or is it part of the show? I mean, I know you want to win.
Yeah, of course. Saturday. I go in there, my goal is I'm savage, you know what I mean? I want to go in and fuck this shit up, sorry, but I'm not here to play around. I'm not here to F spiders. I'm here to get the job done, and I don't play around in boxing. When I fight, I'm there to hurt you, I might look the way I look, but I can't wait to get in that ring and to show you guys how I fight. And that's the more people that I can get watching and tuning in to see the bomber, and this is my opportunity on this mad platform, I couldn't have asked for a better platform to do it, then I'm gonna do whatever I can.
Shannon, I'll ask you as well, you're excited to punch her in the face or anybody in the face? Is there a little bit of a personal thing for you here, or is it just business?
No, I'm just excited to fight. I can understand why she's saying she wants to get more eyes on the sport, but you're saying you want to get more viewers. I want more viewers for the correct reasons. People like Katie Taylor didn't work her backside off to pave the way for women like me and you to be in this position. Talk about underwear. I've got a 14-year-old sister. I've got my coaches have daughters. I've got a goddaughter. I want to be a good role model. I want to show hard work and dedication is what gets you here, not flaunting your body.
Well,
That's my only problem with this.
Well, you're the one that first brought up the whole thing about me getting naked, so you kind of started it with talking about me getting nude and, you know, if I want to do laundry and someone else, you know, like, you started talking about it. I was just doing it. You were the one judging at the start, so I mean, realistically,
No,
it started.
let's get it right. You're saying I'm judging. You're the one who made a judgment because I got on the scales a few fights ago and I didn't. But I'm here to fight.
That was in a retaliation to you calling me naked because I'm wearing underwear that doesn't look like
I
your
didn't know
underwear.
who you was until you started tweeting about me and about what I'm wearing on the scales. Who
Oh my god!
cares?
All right, whatever's in your head, that's cool, man. Because I
Listen,
can
darling,
tell.
There's one thing in my head and that's that belt. Because
Yeah.
you're coming home with me Saturday
All
night.
right, girl. I can tell because you tweet things and it's so like you're your biggest hypocrite. So I don't think you see what you're doing or see what you're saying because you can't see it. But that's okay because you know that's you and I'm cool and everyone else can see it. And that's why 80% of the British want me to knock you out.
We'll see
And then, you know
about
the only reason there's only two reasons why people are tuning into this fight: to see the blonde bomber fight and to see you get knocked out.
that. Okay, well, not
That's
gonna
it.
happen. Not gonna happen. So
Can you do that, Ebanie? Do you think you can take her out? I mean, both of you got tremendous, you know, fighting styles. Again, I'll go back to the fact that you are both inexperienced in the pro game, really. I mean, you know, Shannon, you've got more experience. You've suffered a defeat, which you've come back from so well. But I feel like this fight's going to catch fire from the first bell because ultimately you've got 20 minutes
Yeah.
to win this belt.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we both have the power to knock people out. So a knockout or a stoppage is very possible, 100%. It becomes down to, I suppose, our conditioning and our heart to see if it goes to the 10 rounds. And if it does go to 10 rounds, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a fucking exciting 10 rounds. Very exciting 10 rounds. Because I know how we both.
Shout out to our Sky viewers
Sorry.
as well for that. Did you cut that by then? No. Still going. Okay, yeah. That's all right. Don't worry. I just lost my contract. That's fine. On a serious note, don't worry. I do it all the time. I've done much worse. Shannon, you expect this to be? Have you got to be careful? You know, are your team saying to you, "Don't fight off emotion here"? You know, is there a game plan to follow? You have to be disciplined. We're only at Thursday. Things are going to be spicy, getting spicier, getting spicier. Do you have to control those emotions on Saturday night?
I've just got a cool, calm, collected head. You know, we've had the game plan since day one of this fight. I've got the best team behind me, keeping me nice and calm. My game plan is my game plan. We've stuck to it in sparring. It's worked beautifully, and it's going to work even better on Saturday night.
Final question for both of you. With your profile, with what you've done, Australian boxing absolutely flying.
Yeah.
You win on Saturday night, you really become a superstar
Yeah.
in women's boxing.
Yeah.
Massive opportunity in your
100%.
life.
I truly believe that. I truly believe if I win this, I become a superstar. I feel like if Shannon wins it, she's kind of still Shannon. She still has to beat Rachel Ball. She's a world champion, but I just think it's a little bit of a different thing. But I'm not letting all that pressure or anything like kind of get to me. But I'm very excited to be that person and to be a new face and a new character in women's boxing, for sure.
And Shannon, same question to you. You know, you've seen Katie Taylor do it, Savannah Marshall do it, Chantel Cameron do it. You could become a world champion on Saturday, and as you said, change your life. Rematch with Rachel Ball, of course, is one everyone wants to see, but unification fights, just massive opportunities at domestic level and worldwide as well.
Yeah, this fight isn't my end race. It's just a start for me. I win the world title, join the names the likes of Savannah Marshall, Katie Taylor, Terry Harper. I should be another woman and another British woman to her world title. And I want to bring another world title home to Britain. We saw it belong to Cody a few weeks ago, and I want to be the next one.
Absolutely. Well, special shout out to Terry Harper because I missed her out, one of my favourite fighters out there. So I cannot wait. I'm so excited for you both because the belt goes in the air on Saturday night and one of you will be crowned world champion on Saturday night. Good luck. We'll have a head up there, please.
Ed.
Penny first.
Let's go, Shannon.
Thanks, Steve.
Light work! Go on, Shannon.
Thank you. fights this Saturday night, and I'm so pleased we're even sitting here. Savannah Marshall against Maria Lindberg, and the story of this fight, as you know, Savannah Marshall was due to defend her WBO middleweight title against Femke Hermans. Femke Hermans' trainer and boyfriend tested positive for COVID. She had to isolate. We got the news on Monday. We scoured the world looking for a replacement, and I slid into the DMs of Maria Lindberg, I think on Tuesday or something like that, and somehow we got this fight done. Firstly, I want to say thank you, Savannah, for staying patient, believing in us. Thank you for Maria for taking this opportunity. Fantastic. Savannah, I'll start with you. Obviously, you've had some ups and downs over this sort of COVID period. You know, Peter Fury tested positive, you had a delayed fight, you went on to win the rescheduled fight for the world title. Hermans, you were looking forward to, obviously that fell through. Must have thought to yourself, we'll actually get an opponent, but great news, you're ready to go in a very important fight for you on Saturday.
Yeah, 100%. If anything, I think it's a tougher fight than the original fight. Maria's very experienced and tough. She's been with some of the best in the world. Christina Hammer twice, 4-time world title challenger. So I'm expecting a tough fight come Saturday. Like I said, I think it's a harder fight than the original fight.
That's what we want though, isn't it? You know, I messaged you last night and you said to me this is a tough fight. She's team tough is the words that you used, and you know, we want those fights, don't we? Everybody's of course crying out for the Clarissa Shields fight. I think that's a conversation to be had on Sunday or Monday, but you want to test yourself. You breeze through Hannah Rankin for the world title. You want to prepare yourself for those kind of huge undisputed fights, and this will be a really good solid test to see where you're at.
100%. Look, I've had a 12-week camp, so I've prepared for everything, and whatever Maria brings, I'm more than confident I've got an answer for.
Maria, welcome and thank you. It was an amazing experience dealing with you on Instagram. I've got to say, you're one of the most professional and organised fighters that we've ever worked with. Every problem, as I said to you, we can overcome all these problems. A bit of studying, I think, for your college stuff. I know you've got your personal training and your fighting career as well, but you're in tremendous shape, as you always are. And as Savannah says, this is, she believes, the toughest test of her career so far.
Yeah, I think so too, definitely. Unfortunately, it was so sudden and so not that much time, of course. But I'm more or less always in training, so I'm prepared. It's a new experience for me. I never took on a fight with that short notice, but there's a first time for everything. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to Saturday. I'm definitely ready.
You fought some outstanding fighters. 4 times you challenged for the world title. Of course, Christina Hammer twice as well. You have tremendous experience in the professional ranks. Obviously, short preparation, but if there's one thing you do have on Savannah Marshall, it's a lot of experience at professional levels. Fantastic amateur career as well, but quite limited in the pros. We expect that you've got to use that to your advantage. We know as well you're extremely tough. Is that going to be one of their attributes to try and win this fight, is to make it tough for Savannah Marshall and push the pace as hard as you can?
Yeah, like you said, I'm more experienced and as a professional. I think I've 3 times more professional fights than Savannah. And like you said, many title fights. I fought some really, really good fighters. So the experience is definitely on my side when it comes to this fight. And yeah, I have my style. And I know if you look at my fights, you know how I'm fighting. And that's what I do good. And I think that's the way I'm going to make it hard for Savannah on Saturday.
Well, thank you again, Maria, for being here. And I did say we wouldn't talk about Clarissa Shields, but I do have to just ask the one question because I know the media. You know, I know that, you know, she calls out the fight. We're talking to her team as well. Is that the ultimate goal for you? I guess that's the biggest fight in boxing for both of you. And I know it's always dangerous to look past such a good opponent on Saturday, but ultimately that's almost the top of the mountain in the sport, isn't it, to become undisputed champion?
100%. I think every boxer dreams to be the undisputed champion, and I do believe that is the biggest fight in female boxing. But like you said at the minute, no disrespect to Maria, and I can't look past her.
Yeah, well, we expect a great fight. Savannah Marshall against Maria Lindberg for the WBO World Middleweight Championship this Saturday. If we can have a head-to-head up there, please.
Over the shoulders to them. Thank you.